So the US dollar managed to claw back some lost territory last Friday. We did get better than expected non-farm payrolls, as well as rising US-China tensions, usually bullish for the greenback. But when we look at it for the whole week, in this case, Euro-USD didn't really finish off that far from where it started. And when we take a look at larger speculative traders, according to the latest commitment of traders report out of the CFTC, in this case, they've upped their majority long buys further into heavy buy territory. They're up at 74%. It's a combination of an increase in euro long positions, as well as a simultaneous reduction in short positions. And that story is very similar to what we saw when it comes to the pound. But given they're holding majority short bias in the pound, what that means is it translated into a less severe majority short bias. They're down to 57%. The pound did underperform against the US dollar, but in order for a lot of those shorts to be able to unwind and profit, it's going to need to drop a whole lot more below the 130 level. When it comes to safe haven currencies, they remain majority long in both. Heavy, I should say, heavy to the buy side. And when it comes to the yen, they reduced yen long positions, but they actually reduced shorts by a whole lot more. That's the reason why we saw the percentage there going up significantly. And when it comes to commodity currencies, I mentioned the Australian dollar, it was majority short, then it shifted to majority long, back to the middle. Now it's back at majority short, a slight majority short, not that far off from shifting again. So too is the case for the New Zealand dollar. But when it comes to the Canadian dollar, well, that's a case where we're seeing majority short buys jump into heavy sell territory, up at 68% due to a big reduction in Canadian long positions. When it comes to oil, in this case, continuing to hold an extreme buy bias, continuing to anticipate further price gains, even though its price has been relatively oscillatory over the past several weeks. And when it comes to precious metals, in this case, slight pullback when it comes to the heavy to extreme buy bias for gold, platinum, and palladium. They've increased short positions. That's the reason why. But when it comes to silver, they've actually increased the percentage there up to 62%. And boy, were they big beneficiaries of last week's double-digit percentage increase moves when it comes to silver, clearly outperforming compared to gold as well as compared to the rest. Lastly, when it comes to indices, they continue to hold a mixed bias. The majority short in Dow and S&P 500, even though the S&P is on the verge of making fresh highs, but that bias is moving closer to the middle, not far off from shifting to majority long, which is where those traders stand when it comes to NASDAQ and Russell. And when it comes to the tech-heavy index, in this case, that bias dropping, that majority buy bias, I should say, dropping to just 57%.